Welcome to Inquire and Inspire, the podcast where we dive into thought-provoking discussions designed to ignite curiosity and spark positive change. I'm your host, Jasmine Velasco, and today we're tackling a topic that many of us can relate to: selfie obsession. Whether it's snapping pics of our food or capturing the perfect sunset, many of us find ourselves reaching for our phones more than we'd like. But at what cost? Joining me today to help unpack this trend is Dr. Clara Rodriguez, a psychologist and social media expert, who's here to share her insights and some valuable tips on how we can all break free from the need to capture every single moment. Dr. Rodriguez, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jasmine. I'm excited to talk about this topic.
So, Dr. Rodriguez, let's get into it. Selfies seem to be everywhere these days. Why do you think people, particularly young women, are so obsessed with taking them?
That's a great place to start. The rise of social media platforms, particularly Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, has played a huge role in the selfie culture. For many, especially young women, selfies offer instant validation. Posting a photo and receiving likes, comments, and followers creates a dopamine rush, a quick hit of approval. Over time, this can lead to a reliance on external validation to feel good about oneself.
That instant validation is definitely something I've noticed too. But it's not just young women, is it? It seems like everyone is trying to document their lives with photos. What impact does this constant need to capture the moment have on people?
You're absolutely right. This phenomenon spans across genders and age groups. The impact of this constant photo-taking culture is twofold. First, it creates a pressure to look perfect or show off the best parts of your life, which can lead to anxiety and lower self-esteem when people feel they don't measure up. Second, by focusing so much on capturing the perfect shot, we often miss the experience itself. We're more concerned with how something looks in a photo than how it feels in the moment.
I totally agree. I found myself taking pictures of my meals or a pretty scene, and then realizing I didn't even enjoy it because I was too busy getting the perfect shot. So, what can people do to break this cycle? How do we stop constantly worrying about taking photos and start living more in the moment?
One of the first steps is to recognize that you don't have to document every moment of your life for it to be meaningful. Start small by setting some boundaries with your phone. For example, designate certain times of the day to be tech-free, or decide that when you're out with friends or family, your phone stays in your bag. Another tip is to focus on being present. The next time you're enjoying a moment, whether it's a meal with loved ones or a walk in the park, ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Engage with the sensory experience, and you'll find that you enjoy the moment more without needing to capture it on camera.
I love that, being present in the moment. It's something we don't always think about, especially when we feel that pull to share everything online. What other practical tips do you have for our listeners, especially for those who might find it hard to stop taking selfies?
A few more practical tips would be, first, set time limits for social media. Most phones now come with built-in time tracking features. Set daily limits for apps like Instagram or TikTok, and when you hit that limit, take a break. It'll help you avoid falling into the endless scrolling trap and cut down on the need to post constantly. Second, unplugged outings. Try going out with friends or family without your phone, or if that feels too extreme, keep it in your bag and resist the urge to take it out. Focus on the experience, not the documentation of it. Third, digital detox. Choose one day a week to completely unplug from social media. This can be a game changer in helping you reset your relationship with technology and reduce the pressure to post. And finally, follow empowering accounts. Be mindful of the content you're consuming. Instead of following accounts that promote unrealistic body standards or lifestyles, follow people who inspire and uplift you, or who share content that isn't just focused on appearances.
That's such solid advice, Dr. Rodriguez. I think a lot of us underestimate how much time we spend online and how much it affects us. Do you think social media is one of the main causes of why people, especially young women, are feeling more anxious or insecure these days?
Absolutely. Social media plays a huge role in shaping how we perceive ourselves and others. When you're constantly exposed to filtered, curated versions of people's lives, it's easy to fall into the comparison trap. You start to believe that everyone else's life is more exciting, that they're more beautiful or more successful, and it can take a real toll on your mental health. This is especially true for young women who are at a stage in life where they're still figuring out their identity and self-worth.
It's such a double-edged sword. On the one hand, social media connects us, but on the other, it can really make us question ourselves. What would you say is the most important takeaway for our listeners when it comes to avoiding selfie obsession and finding a healthier balance with social media?
The key takeaway is that your value and worth are not determined by how many likes or comments you get on a post. It's important to cultivate self-confidence from within rather than relying on external validation. Start by being kinder to yourself, both online and offline. Engage in activities that make you feel good, whether that's spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply taking a moment to breathe and be present.
I couldn't agree more. Real confidence comes from within, and it's something we have to nurture in our daily lives. Dr. Rodriguez, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and practical tips today. I think this conversation will resonate with a lot of people, especially those struggling to find balance with social media.
Thank you for having me, Jasmine. It was a pleasure to be here, and I hope our conversation helps listeners take a step back and enjoy life beyond the lens.
I'm sure it will. And to our listeners, remember, you don't need to capture every moment for it to be meaningful. Focus on being present, and don't let the pressure of social media define your self-worth. This has been Inquire and Inspire, and I'm Jasmine Velasco. Thank you for tuning in today, and if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to subscribe and leave a review. We'll be back next week with more insightful discussions. Until then, take care and live in the moment. Remember everyone, let's inspire each other to live more and share less. See you next time.
Jasmine, I have to say, I really enjoyed your first show. How exciting was that? It was such a great discussion, really important topic to tackle. I hope to be on again sometime. I feel like we could go even deeper next time. You've got such a great energy, and I love how you make these discussions so approachable for everyone. Honestly, can't wait to see what you have in store for future episodes. Oh, and by the way,